Hi everyone, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. As you can see, I am with Aaron Terence Hughes. We are going to be talking about our fragrance collaboration, Smoulder. A few people have been asking, well, what does it smell like? What are the notes in there? So we're just going to make this short video to give you a bit of information about Smoulder. So first of all, I'll let you begin, Aaron. What are the notes in there? Tell us about some of the notes and how easy or hard they were to source.
Oh, this was difficult.
Right. Why was it difficult?
Why is it difficult? Because I'm fussy about essential oils. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah. So the first thing is it's massively projecting, massively long lasting, and it has that trailing behind, filling up a room thing. And it's classic where it's the lemon neroli. You can smell that sort of quite sweet.
Yeah. But I would say it's not a citrusy, fresh fragrance at all. I think the lemon and neroli are providing a bit of brightness and a bit of lift.
Punch, a bit of lift, a bit of punch, and you need that sort of like brightness to it. And it dries down to frankincense and sandalwood, and the frankincense gives it a slight, very, very slight incensey note to it. Yeah. But it isn't an incense-based fragrance, but you get that smoky feel rounding it off. It's bright woods in the middle, so it's bright, woody, and then you have the most important note, which was the tobacco.
Okay. Yeah. And what does the tobacco provide to the fragrance? What does it bring to the party?
So it's different to the other tobacco fragrances I've got, which is primarily smashes you in the face with tobacco. This is a supporting note that runs through the whole fragrance, but it isn't like a tobacco box. It sort of smells like when you walk past a tobacco shop. That's how I sort of think about it.
That's sweet tobacco.
Yeah, it isn't like, oh, I'm smelling like fallen into a bag of tobacco. It's that beautiful tobacco-y note that when you walk past a shop, and that really is that drifting thing that I wanted. That whole thing is that drifting tobacco, so wearable.
I think so.
I think this is a signature fragrance. I don't think it's something where you buy it and then you maybe don't like it. Yeah. I think if you like that French style of perfumery, I think if you love tobacco, I think if you love woody, I just think you love it. It's very, very wearable. It's not like a fragrance for you sort of you think, oh, I don't know. It's just you. I think you go through the whole bottle.
Yeah, it's not challenging or divisive.
No, absolutely not at all.
Yeah, I really enjoy the sweetness in this because it's not overly sweet. It's not cloyingly sweet, but there is a lovely sweetness.
That's the sandalwood.
Oh, is it? Is the sandalwood?
Yeah, sandalwood makes it sort of smooths it. Real sandalwood, it's beautiful. It gives a sweet, woody smoothness to a finish to it, but it's not overly woody.
Yes, yeah.
It's sort of like a beautiful sweet wood.
A little bit creamy. A bit of creaminess there.
That's what it does.
Yeah, and is the tobacco itself providing any sweetness, or is it other notes sort of working with it to create that sweet tobacco?
So the frankincense and the tobacco and the wood sort of wraps around each other. So it's sort of all moving together. You get this movement with it. It doesn't stay linear. It has a morphing and changing. So I smell it and I can smell like the citrus and then the softness and then the smokiness in it. It sort of keeps changing. Which I personally, I think that's the best type of perfumery when it's changing continually and provides interest. I don't like linear fragrances. That's not my style. What
I get from Smoulder and what I really enjoy ties in with what Aaron's saying about how it develops and how it changes. So I feel that when you first spray it on, like when I smell Aaron spray it just then, it's almost like it's the flames of the fire because it's bright and it's quite noticeable. And I think that's probably coming from the lemon and the neroli in there. So they're sort of like the flames, but then as it dries down, the flames start to just dwindle a little bit, and then eventually the flames completely go, and what you're left with is smouldering embers. Yeah. And there's like a wisp of smoke running all the way through the fragrance, but that sort of becomes more prominent as it dries down. There's a sweetness coming from the incense and the sandalwood in there. So the dry down for me is, it does project less in the dry down as all fragrances do. But when I smell the dry down after a few hours, it is like the fragrance is literally smouldering. Sweet smoke on my skin. I love it.
I think the trade-off with, if you have massively projecting, you don't get beautiful dry down.
Yeah.
It's you can't really get one or the other.
So it's a balance.
It's a balance, and I would rather have a fragrance that you get that beautiful projection, then it dries down to just so beautiful, and that's to me a really good fragrance that lasts and lasts and lasts, and it's sort of, you have that sort of projection. That to me is what I think is more of an intimate fragrance. We don't always want to be screaming and shouting.
No, and I don't think it is a beast mode screaming and shouting fragrance. I think you get a nice projection initially, but then as it dries down, like I say, it smoulders, which is, you know, designed to be that way to tie in with the name.
The name wouldn't have worked with something out there.
No.
Like loud and citrus, it just doesn't go with it at all. The name suits the makeup of the fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's smooth, it's refined, it's classy. So whilst it isn't sort of a fragrance that is going to own a room when you walk into a room, people will smell it around you. And I find every time I wear a fragrance anyway, I always spray a little bit on my t-shirt, because I find that if I spray it on fabric in front of my face, I enjoy it more because it lasts longer, and I can constantly smell it off my clothes.
Yeah.
So I can spray it on my skin, and then the next day, if I've not washed it off, I can still smell the dry down on my skin. So yeah, I love Smoulder. I'm very proud to be putting it out there. I think Aaron's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, thank you. Hard work, but it was important for me to push myself in a new direction. That's the way that I learn, is by trying to go towards something which I've never done before and working towards it. I don't want to have the same stuff going out. So this was a challenge for me to master a new type of fragrance. I'm really proud of it, actually.
Yeah, and I think it is a different direction. I think it's different to anything else that you have. It's just so well-rounded and so nicely put together, and it might even be my favourite ATH.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little bit, but I'm biased.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. We just wanted to put a little video out there just to give a few of you an idea of the notes and how it smells to us when we're wearing it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM, keep smelling good, and I'll see you in the next one.